Well, this is a personal vlog, and it's Monday, 10:44 a.m. September 3rd, 2012. Oh, that's what I should do. I should do a September 11th, like a really well done, unlike most of them on there, uh, tribute video of some kind. Um, Last couple of days is like last 3 days. My both my arms, triceps, and arms are weak and shaky, somewhat painful, symptomatic of left arm cardiovascular disease, and although I suspect neuromuscular disease, left and right involvement now. Um, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I mean, to finish this 2-year project, I'll push this piece of meat as far as it'll take me, and that's really kind of what this whole deal's about. I mean, I was thinking, coming so close to death so many times, I've sort of began to realize like what's important and what's not important. And I turned the air conditioner off. I mean, for me, I have found that I did have a very successful career and all that, and I don't really have the stuff, family, and nice house and nice cars anymore like I did have, and like my family and everybody else has. But I have my time, almost unlimited. It is unlimited to do whatever I want, and I've decided to create with that. But really, the reason I'm creating is to leave sort of a record. When I came really near death, I realized I want to tell this story, my story, and some other people's stories too, that I think are unknown. The people in all the institutions and things that I went through and saw. Just the horrific story that is. And I also want to tell my story. And it became, for me, a thing of who has their priorities lined out more effectively. The people that I know that kind of look at me now like, what the fuck are you doing? Not running a business or having some sort of regular corporate gig or something. But they're going to die, and they're not going to leave any record at all, really, to speak of their lives. And here I'm in a position where I get to do something that I think is sort of far, I don't want to say more, greater, or I think are important. I just want to say something that's more significant than what they're going to do. I think I've been able to sort of ferret out what is really important and what is not important in the big scheme, in the overall scheme of things. And I am convinced, in fact, I just know it's easy to put these pieces together, that not only these video logs, but all the work that I do will be, and in fact everyone who puts videos on the net, will be passed down to our descendants. And so it's sort of a little stab at living forever. I did this pretentious, like, sort of shot at pretentious ambient music and film loop makers last night. What did I call that? It's actually really nice. The music's great. It's some stuff that I use sort of advanced physics to design to make a person sort of go into a mild state of trance, and not like these children playing with drum machines. This is like, years of science involved and cutting edge gear and techniques to get this thing done, this little ambient piece. But I called it, what is it? It's from that Saturday Night Live piece with Eddie Murphy. Kill my landlord, C-I-L-L, my landlord, when they went in and interviewed him in prison, prison poets or whatever. I think I called it Stab Your Fucking Landlord or something like that. And I made a real like David Lynch, pretentious clown, terrifying clown image with a child, and then like a scantily clad woman doing, pirouettes, kind of a thing. And it's nice. I mean, it's a drone. It's nice, and it's all guitar. It's what cool. There must be 30 processors on that thing by the time I'm done. But it came out neat, and I just realized I can stack other ambient loops on there, and that's what I'm going to do. I need to reboot this sucker. This computer has been churning away for several projects for days now, and it's bogged, backgrounding several projects. I need to reboot. The other thing is just I was kind of thinking about, like, what is the appeal to YouTube and everything. I used to sit on up at the top of Runyon Canyon in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. And it's it's where Errol Flynn had a mansion, and Charlie Chaplin lived up there for a while. It's neat. They used to have it fenced off, and me being a country boy, I'd just climb those barbed wire fences and go over there by myself and look down from that mountain on Hollywood and sit up there and quiet all the time. And I also actually used to see Jim Carrey up there every fucking day. It was only me and him, and he'd just walk by and go, "Oh hey," and then later I read, "Oh, that's that guy from Runyon Canyon." I recognized him on TV, but I would sit up there, and as it kind of, you could see across the entire city, the night cityscape of Los Angeles, and as it began to get dark, I would think a lot like, man, wouldn't it be neat to be able to know these people, and when I began to experience, like, really nice, everybody there has a really nice pad or a really kind of Santa Fe style, funky apartment or something, really beautiful architecture. I thought, wouldn't it be neat to be able to know all these people and be able to go visit them in their homes and know them, and not like peeping at women, but be able to, like, invisibly sort of, not in a creepy way, but get to know every single person in every single house, and to look at the families and how the parents interacted with the kids and how they ate dinner and went to bed and stuff. And I don't know, that thought always struck me, like, wouldn't it be neat to be able to get an intimate look inside these people's lives? And I'm not talking, I was not even in thinking at all of, like, looking at naked women in their pajamas or anything. It was more from a place of, like, I really would like to really know each of these people from sort of a hidden viewpoint, be invisible and be able to float through walls and just float in and out of different houses and take time at each one. I thought, and just sit there and invisibly, quietly, and just watch them not rushing between them, but taking the time to study each one, each family. And then I thought, well, a good analogy, you can't float through walls and you can't be invisible, but, it would be neat to go and have dinner, and then with every household of people in Los Angeles, and then afterwards sit on their patio or in their living room and talk to them about their lives and stuff. That's something I just always wanted to do. And then the other day I realized, some of the little videos I've seen, they're so intimate and inside of people's homes and bedrooms and lives. It's like it gives you that sort of omnipotent feeling, like a glance into something that's extremely private and maybe has been forbidden up until now. And not even forbidden, just unavailable, really. So there's something very compelling about YouTube, and the people who get it, I think it's almost a flash of like what it, not saying I believe in God or not. I actually do believe in God in a sense, but not the way everybody else does. But I believe there's a cosmic force resonating through the universe that ties all things together. That's very much like, yes, life is a rich tapestry. Like at somebody's funeral, yes, life is a rich tapestry. Moving on, that's understating it. But it's like, yeah. But I think it's sort of like the people who get it want more of it constantly. This sort of feeling like you can tap into the cosmic consciousness or something. And I know I'm getting a little deep here, but it's my video log. But the things my whole life that have meant a lot to me, I've only been able to find, a few people that they meant something to. Quite a few online, I think, that sort of shared this kind of vision. People who are not drones. And then the drones, like people I know, even family members, it's like, yeah, you've got a solid like $30,000 or $50,000 or $100,000 a year job. Yes. You don't know what it's like to own your own business and make $2, $3, $5 million a year. I've been there and I've done that, and I wasn't a slave then. Well, no, it was my business. I chose to shut it down. I didn't lose it. I chose to move on to other things. And I learned that valuable lesson that, yeah, money's important, but it's not everything. And really, when it comes down to it, it's sort of that old biblical thing. It's like all we'll have here are the deeds that we've done, and those will sort of echo through eternity. But it's also nice to leave a record of it's that whole Blade Runner thing. It's like, for me, when I was really sick and I didn't think I would ever get out of that loop of pain, addiction, hospital, locked in hospital, unable to get out of bed type thing, and the worst part was realizing, wow, I have really had such a weird life, and such a lucky life, and such an amazingly just blessed life with all the things I've been able to do. It's like I began to realize nobody's ever going to know this. I'm the only one that knows this story. And that's kind of the danger of that kind of thing, is I've never ever really let anybody into my world too much, because honestly, most people have their own agenda and their own motives, and are kind of a pain in the ass when you're really focused on something. It's like the project that I'm doing now. These songs and these videos are really my they're bringing together of all the things that I can do, you know, uh, playing drums, bass, guitar, all the years of practice, singing, harmonies, lead, um, effects, playing all the instruments, mixing, engineering, producing, electronics, psychology, physics, um, video editing, formats, film, taste, style, design. I mean, these many skills that I've applied separately and made a lot of money at. I'm now bringing them all together to sort of leave a lasting work that I'm positive will be archived by facial and voice recognition, even if the files become mislabeled. And, I'm actually sort of talking to my descendants right now. So, hello, descendants. I had a genetic deficiency which made me a drug addict, and you probably will be too, as well as, addictive, and I had a lot of really serious issues, and I'm just fucking with you, descendants. It was extremely cool, and all of those flaws made me what they used to call human, although with machines and humans becoming integrated in your time, that term may be lost. So, hello, descendants. Isn't that weird? But it's true. I'm absolutely certain that, well, these things are being archived now, and it'll just be a no-brainer in the future. Oh, you want to look back through your complete family line over coffee some morning and bullshit about what your ancestors were like? Well, yeah. Let's just, set up a neural link with our implanted computers between us and share that information visually and aurally and in every way, and, talk about it or access it in any of the thousands of ways you could, and like anybody else, it's like, I'm even, crying out to the people in the future, watch my video. For the people who write you, please, I'm begging you, I'm going to puke, I'm going to vomit if you don't watch my video. And then the ones I don't understand, they haven't created anything. They just ripped Bon Jovi's greatest hits and uploaded them. It's like, why was it again important to you that I watched this? It's like, thank you, but but I think really what they're saying is the same thing everybody else is saying. They're saying, hey, I'm here, I'm reaching out, look at me, pay attention to me. I'm a person and I want to interact with other people and come to understand me through the things that I love, and if you love them too, maybe we can share that for a minute, and I think that's what it is. I mean, they're saying love me is what they're really saying. And there seems to be a lack of love in the world from the number of people I get every day, and I do watch their damn videos a lot. If you ask me, I mean, I've been through so much in my life. Yeah, when I first got sick, yes, I was pissed about it. I was hurt, pissed, confused. And then, when you start losing things, and now it seems like my arms and hands are going out where I can't use them again, I'm not even bothered. That's just, eventually I'm going to be a dusty corpse in the ground, and if I'm lucky, before then I'll get to lay in a rest home and, urinate and defecate on myself as a lackluster staff who doesn't give a shit, lets me lay there. Hopefully I'll die mercifully before then. Boy, that's a cheerful fucking outlook on life. But that's reality. So no, I'm not. I'm actually just the same thing when I was rotting in all those hospitals and couldn't talk and nobody gave a shit. And I was ashamed. I hadn't kept in touch with my family, and now I wasn't going to reach out to them and go, hey, I'm sick and in mental institutes and addicted to drugs and have a neurological disease and all these problems, you know. No, I just realized, like, I sort of finally accepted it. Said, well, I this is what happens, you know, and this is what happens, and you can eventually, anyway, to everybody, you're gonna just deteriorate and go down, but the level that you're able to accept that is the thing. So, you know, I just became incredibly interested in, like, the how it happens, and I'd never seen the inside of those type of hospitals and those type of people in that whole hidden world, and the filthy hospitals, and being strapped down to strapped down with your arms and legs on a bed with hard restraints, and then your midline strapped down, and then shot up with Thorazine for days on end. You know, I didn't know that existed, and I became just sort of fascinated with the how ludicrous it all was, and how absurd it all was, and how people could do this stuff to other people. I really just became like, wow, every day is a more sort of degrading thing. And I always thought in the back of my mind, I understand now what's happening, you know. I'd say to myself, and I'd be like, I think I can fight this, you know. I can fight this, but it's it's only for putting off, or I was going to say forestalling or foreshadowing, but that's not the right word. It's only putting off the inevitable. So this is a cheerful fucking video log, huh? But since it was only putting off the inevitable, then I think the battle becomes like, do I have enough passion? Do I bother? Because this is going to happen anyway. It's kind of like, I don't know, when you're in a situation of like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. Something is going to happen anyway, like your house is going to burn down, I don't know, or your computer's going to crash. Why not just crash it now and get it over with, you know, so you can move on? There's that kind of feeling too, I guess. I really did feel like, though, I really identify with that Blade Runner thing, because I really did feel like I'd do it like country style sometimes and laugh. It's so absurd, but the worst part about your life is, the worst possible thing that can happen is if all your memories and everything that you've ever been, ever are, ever were, ever will be, everything is lost, you know. And that'd be like tears in rain. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe, you know. Sea beams through the Tannhauser gates, and all that'll be lost like tears in rain, amigo. But that to me seemed to be the greatest tragedy of all of this, to have gone through all of this and leave absolutely no trace or record of, which can be a poetic thing, but, and everyone's had an extraordinary life, but and a life to be respected, but there's no one that knows my life, because I never let anyone in to that extent. As I said, enough to no one knows my life enough to document it. No one cares enough to document it, take the time and travel, and or celebrate it. So, you know, I mean, if anything, this YouTube experience has taught me is that there are a lot of people out there who are so self-obsessed and fucking megalomaniac, maniacal, arrogant, egotistical, narcissistic motherfuckers who have absolutely no talent and nothing to offer the world, that are just broadcasting their bullshit everywhere, getting in the way of a lot of people on there that definitely do have something to say. So I think there's got to be a happy medium. There's plenty of people that want to watch music and stuff, and there's, over here there's millions of people that want to watch music and don't want to make it. There's millions of people over here that make good and bad music, but there's millions of people that like to look at all types of music. So it seems like if somebody could make a service to bring them all together effectively, bada bing, bada boom, you're a millionaire, Yeah. Well, I tell you what, amigo, I just didn't want all this to be lost like tears in rain. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. It's hard to make statements or a video log with like this without seeming completely insane, or being like John Doe in the movie Seven. It calls to mind. It's like, yes, detective. Oh, my video log will be studied and looked at and puzzled over forever. Like you're completely fucking insane. But hey, there's insane and then there's ahead of your time. Oh, I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. Ooh.